Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name's Megan. Today I'm going to be comparing my Chanel mini reissue to the small classic flap. I think these bags are really similar, but they've been very different for me in terms of like functionality, aesthetic, but I know it's a really common question. Which one do you buy? I was recently asked which one was my favorite and if I could do a comparison between the two, so that's what I'm going to do now. Just to show you how I store them, I keep them both in their dust bag. So this is the mini reissue. The chains are inside and I keep the felt that they give you. It doesn't come with any stuffing. It's really simple. I do have mine more flattened out. I don't particularly like the collapsed look, and I know that some of them it's harder to flatten out. But this one is reasonably flat. So I just pull the chains out and I'm good to go. I have that there. I love these chains. I love the sound they make. And then there is the small classic flap. Again, this is the small. It's not the medium, not the jumbo. I don't know, like sometimes they call them like small, medium, medium, large, but I don't know. I was always told that this is the small. I'll have measurements down below, but I am going to go over what fits inside. So this I keep in its dust bag. It's a really nice dust bag, and how you can keep the chains in this top compartment. This one, there's a little bit more to, which I'll talk about in a little bit, but I do keep all of the felt pieces. I'm just gonna ignore, for the sake of this video, I'm gonna ignore the fact that this is white. Let's just pretend that they're both black. You know, I've talked a lot about how I chose to get a white classic flap. I'm not really interested in buying a black one. Perhaps I would have if I started my Chanel journey earlier and could afford it, but I just personally, I don't think it's worth the price for me. They're beautiful, they're classic, do what's right for you, but I'm more drawn to the colors now, and I decided to get this white one when it was in my local boutique last summer. I think it was June, July, but so it has all of this felt, and then it also has this little tissue paper in there. I keep all of it snug. I'm very particular about keeping it that way. I just want it to look as nice as possible. My cats get dust everywhere, so all of these are in a cabinet, you know, so it's not the prettiest display that you could have. It doesn't have that wonderful boutique feel in your house, but this is just what I can do now in my apartment and to keep them safe, because it was a really big purchase for me. I had never spent this much money on a bag, and oh, the idea of something happening to it. Also, because this is white, I want to prevent it from oxidizing. But this is my small. Now, the small looks so much bigger than the mini when you just look at them side by side. But this one is a little bit, there we go. Yeah, the small looks a lot bigger, it looks taller, it looks longer, haha, but it fits less. So as I said, I'm going to have measurements listed down below, but just to tell you what fits inside. So starting with the mini reissue, this is so much bigger than you would think. It's so much more flexible. These are both calfskin, but obviously the classic flap is really stiff. It's quite thick. This one is really soft, really flexible, and the leather is just so much thinner. Let's see, I think these are both made in France pieces. But see, it's just one big easy compartment. The flap goes straight up. It's not, you don't feel like you're straining against it. Gosh, it's just the easiest bag in the world. So, what fits inside? I have my French wallet. I really need to get a card holder. And I've already tested this all out. I have a packet of tissues. I can fit a notebook in here. And then this little pouch. I've mentioned this before on my channel. I mean, I don't have a lot of SLGs. It just hasn't been worth the money to me. And instead of getting a leather pouch, which takes up more space, which is really expensive and that money could go towards something else I want more. I just use these little cloth pouches. Okay, so I don't really carry all that much, but this has my keys. It's not gonna scratch the inside of the bag. It has my bomb.com and then a little perfume. I don't carry more than that, and sometimes I don't bother bringing this much. So all of that fits in easily. And then my phone. The one thing I'll say about the mini reissue is when you start to really stuff it, that's when the clasp can become a little finicky, but I've never had trouble closing it, you know, just ta-da. Easy peasy. Now, if you want to put sunglasses in there, I can't bring this little notebook, but not many people carry a little notebook. I happen to like it. I've been writing down all my purchases as part of this like low by year kind of thing. But let's say you want to put those sunglasses, it starts to get a little bit tight and you have to be careful with the closure, but it fits. It's not strained at all. It's not bulging at all. There's no risk to damaging the leather. Okay. So that tells you what fits inside. It would be even easier if I had a card holder, so that would be good. Again, I mean, I think that's a ton of stuff for a mini bag. A good size wallet, you know, this can fit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10 cards. I have fewer cards than that, and then I just use one of the slips for cash. Bulky sunglasses, these are Tom Ford sunglasses. I mean, they're pretty big. They're not the skinniest, lightest sunglasses you could have, and they still fit in there. So that is all good. The classic flap. Look how big it looks. So deceptive. The biggest thing is how thick this leather is. Now, yeah, that makes it feel really luxurious. It feels wonderful. It gives us this great structure. But you can't really fit anything in it. Obviously, the double flap. I like the double flap feature. It's just, I don't know, maybe it gives it better structure. It holds its shape for longer. But the thing is, you can't really fold these up straight. Sure, you could, but I don't want to cause a bunch of creasing. Now, people handle their bags differently. This is just the way I like to handle them. I know people will be way more rough with it. And perhaps if I had a black one and if I could have more bags, I would be a little bit, I don't know, more carefree with it. But I don't like to extend it above that. Even still, it is a tiny compartment. I guess the only benefit to this one is the fact that you can fit a full-size wallet. That's the only benefit, and honestly, if you put a full-size wallet in here, you really couldn't fit much else. Full-size wallet and a phone, that's it. So with my French wallet, my little cloth bag of thingamabobs, that fits in easily. It better. Tissues and my phone. Sunglasses will not fit. That little notebook won't fit. Obviously, a little cloth mask will fit in both of these bags. In addition to what I've said, I usually have my, if I'm not wearing it, like if we're eating or something, I have my cloth mask hanging down around my neck. But that's it. That's all that can fit in here. If I try to put sunglasses on top of this, it won't close. This is filled to the max. Any more than that, it would either be bulging or it wouldn't be able to close. So that is what fits inside. As you can see, the mini reissue fits a little bit more. It's also just easier to get things in and out because that one can stretch perfectly flat. This, I am more careful with it, you know, and I don't want to go tugging at the leather a ton. Another thing you'd want to consider is price. The classic flaps are more than the mini reissue. I think the small one is currently going for $6,200 and the mini reissue is going for $4,000. Now, I was able to get mine ordered. I don't know if every boutique will do that. I don't know if you have to have a relationship, and all this ambiguity is actually really annoying. Like, can you do it? Can you not? All I can say is that they were willing to order my mini reissue for me. There was one in the store when I originally tried it on, but then they didn't have it anymore, so they ordered one. It was very simple. The small classic flaps, it seems like, you know, what you see is what you get. Now the mini reissues, from what I've seen pre-loved, they're currently selling way above retail. They're currently selling for about $5,000, you know, maybe give or take 50 bucks. And that's pre-loved, you know, sometimes in excellent condition. But I mean, I don't really understand that when you can go into a boutique and if you're able to find one, you can get one for $4,000. Still a ton of money, but it's, you know, it's $1,000 less. I will never pay above retail for something. That's just me personally. I think I'd rather wait for something else. But if you do happen to get a mini reissue, well, I guess because they're hard to come by, you could maybe sell it on for more if it's not right for you. I don't buy bags with the intention of selling them on, but sometimes that happens. So I don't know, price is something to think about. The mini reissue is more carefree, you can fit more in it, and it's, you know, more than $2,000 less money. So, I don't know. Obviously next is aesthetics. I mean, you get what you like, I guess. I can't tell you how to spend your money. And even though the mini reissue is less money, if you just don't like it, I mean, you don't like it. So the clasp's very different. This has the CC. This has the original Mademoiselle turn lock. I like them both, obviously. I bought them. Well, okay, I did not buy this one. This was a gift from my husband for our wedding, but I was planning on buying it, and that's part of the reason why he got it for me, because I love it. I like them both, but the chains are different. So here we have the woven chain. It's gorgeous. I really like the Mademoiselle chain. It's very brassy one. I've seen the all black one that you can get. I think they're all nice. It just depends what you like. I mean, I can't say what you should do in that case. I like the distressed calfskin, but the caviar is very shiny, puffy quilts. But the distressed calfskin, it's just so much easier. It's more carefree. You don't have to worry about it. Another thing is with the straps being different. Now this has the 4 grommets. They both have 4 grommets, but this one works on me crossbody. The small classic flap, I wear it crossbody, but that's because I don't mind it being a little bit shorter. This bag would be so much better. It would be so much better if they just added like 5 inches to the straps, just a little bit. It would be way better in my opinion. Not to tell Chanel what to do, but you know, I do like this as a shoulder bag, either double strapped or single strap, and I will wear it crossbody because I mean, wearing bags shorter now is in anyway, and I just really like it to be out of the way. You know, it doesn't swing around when you're moving, so you don't have to worry about it being damaged as much, but this would be way better if the strap was longer, in my opinion. But this one, this is easy crossbody, easy on the shoulder, does everything I need it to, and I never have to think about it. So I think you're getting the idea here. I reach for this a ton. I don't reach for the small one as much. Now, part of that is because it's white. I'll link all of my previous videos on that down below. I still really like it. I still have found it really easy to integrate into my wardrobe. But this is just so easy to use. Anytime I travel, this comes with me. It packs really easily. I don't have to worry about it getting squashed or scratched, or I take good care of it, obviously. I keep it in its dust bag the same way I do the classic flap, but this is easier. Now everyone's going to have their own preferences when it comes to what kind of lock they like, what kind of aesthetic, whether or not they like this brassy gold. I happen to like it. I also really like that this turn lock, it's not recognized from anyone who's not into this kind of stuff. None of my friends are into luxury handbags. They have no idea what this is. That can be really nice. Now, it's also great to have something that's, you know, it shouts Chanel. It's very celebratory for Chanel. I mean, even though that was the original design, this is the thing that people know, people who are not into luxury. That's the turn lock they know, that's the chain they know. but I like how understated this is. I like how, what's the word? I don't know, but it's just special. I love that it's the original design. I do think the last thing I want to say is about storage. You saw me unpack them. That's exactly how I keep them, both with all their felt pieces and in their dust bags. The mini reissue takes less time for me to unpack. I don't mind doing this. I use a new handbag almost every day. I mean, if I'm going out. We're not really going out every day, obviously. But when we are going out, I frequently reach for a new handbag, which is one benefit, I think, to putting them away fully is because I'm not motivated to grab one handbag over the other. However, this is just, it's one piece of felt, done. It's put away, and that maybe I'm very lazy, but that teeny bit of effort, that extra effort of having the additional felt, the chains, tucking them up, maybe that influences my decision to not reach for the small classic flap as much. So when it comes to storage, that is just something to keep in mind. This just, it doesn't want to get hurt. It doesn't want to get damaged as much, which is something. Now, obviously the small classic flap, it comes in more colors. So they always make it in more colors. You have more texture options. Lambskin, caviar, is it that really shiny caviar? Is it the stiff caviar? They're different every single season. As far as I know, this is almost always the distressed calfskin. They don't always have a ton of colors. I've seen it in a few colors, and obviously everybody saw the rainbow metallic, really shiny unicorn one, which was very cool. And that one is selling for so far above retail on the resale market. They're like, oh, those are over $6,000, but I love this. I loved it in red. Okay, I think we know which one I would recommend, clearly. If you're only going to buy one, I would say this one. But, I mean, if you just love the look of the classic Chanel flap, get that one. Take the time, save up the extra money, do what's right for you. But if I could only have one, it would be this. I reach for it constantly. I certainly use it every single week. If I'm traveling, this is the one coming with me. I love that I can wear it crossbody. Perfect length on me, crossbody. I'll have some outfit photos over here of me wearing it. But yeah, I love this bag. Perhaps I would reach, maybe it's not a fair comparison because this is white. I'm trying to keep that in mind. If it were black, would I reach for it? But when it comes to my style can be sometimes like ultra feminine, really just girly, floral silk dresses, that kind of thing. And this works with that, but so does this. And I feel like this also works with my more grungy, chill tomboy look, which is most days. Perhaps this would fit in better if it were black. I really, really love the way Hey June styles her classic flaps, with like big jean jackets, really distressed things, band tees, that kind of, like, that's how I like it, when people wear their classic flaps. This is white, so it's a little bit more limiting, but that's what I have to say about the two. If I had to recommend one, it would be the mini reissue. See if you can order it in store, see if you can get someone to find it for you, or if you're willing to pay above retail, you can definitely go the pre-loved route. So I hope that was helpful. Please let me know if you have any other questions. They're both great bags. Obviously, I have both of them in my collection, and when I was deciding to buy my first bag, I decided to get the white Chanel classic flap. They told me that, hey, we can always order this mini reissue for you. This white one will not stick around long, so if you see a color that grabs you, go for that. Get what you like best. It can't just always be about the price or the functionality. I certainly love bags that are not that functional, like my Bulgari crossbody. Love it, still use it a ton just because I love it so much. I make it work, and it never feels encumbersome, it never feels that difficult. But these are just some things you want to keep in mind and think about your attitude towards them. So, okay, that is everything I wanted to say. Please let me know if you have any questions, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.